Namaste, y'all. Namaste. How are you? Oh my goodness. What a day, huh? Namaste. Ugh. I'm going to be sharing a little bit differently. In fact, I keep stopping this thing from ringing. I don't know what's going on. There you go. Let's go ahead and get present. Ready? Take a deep breath in. Breathe in, divine love. Hold it. And then breathe out fear. Again, breathe in, divine love. Breathe out worry. Time. Trying to do it right. Namaste, y'all. I'm going to be sharing a little bit differently. I'm not going to be doing a fairy temple deck oracle card. I'm going to be sharing a little more just from my experience, strength, and hope of being a new psychic and channel in the last 5 years, especially in the last 3. And also, why am I doing this, right? Because I don't use any AI voices. I don't even sleep with any technology in my bedroom. I'm a Tantra teacher, so I have no televisions. This is on airplane mode. If I have to use the alarm, I don't have any technology. It's just for sleeping or anything else. I've been single for a while, so it's definitely just sleeping. But I have my animals in there, and that's it. And so when I'm out in the garden, I'm not with my phone. I grew up without this thing. And so I actually, ever since the lockdowns, I've been doing even more vigorously places I go without my phone. I eat without the phone out. Sometimes I take a picture of the food and then check in for the restaurant to promote it. But other than that, I try not to have it in the car because I already know my way around. I never do GPS. And I think GPS teaches people that they don't know their way around, even when they do. Anyway, so that's just my take on it. So it's been a weird day, I think. It's September 2nd. What I'm going to be sharing on is the new earth and what it is like to be a light worker right now. Or if you consider yourself an empath, light worker, starseed, anyone that's channeling and getting to where you're able to do light codes with your hands or speaking light languages or getting intuitive messages that are coming through and you feeling like that you have psychic abilities. Guess what? We all do. And the earth is rising and we are all becoming more intuitive and more psychic. So world, according to Mr. Rogers, Fred Rogers, important things to remember. And Reverend Fred Rogers is actually on the other side of the veil right now. And he was my mentor as a child and as an educator. I really like this one. Ready? How many times have you noticed that it's the little quiet moments in the midst of life that seem to give the rest extra special meaning? Little quiet moments. You know, like if you're having a birthday party and you just stop and look at everybody. Could you go out and see the stars? You stop and watch your dogs play. I just love that. I'm going to read it one more time. How many times have you noticed that it's the little quiet moments in the midst of life that seem to give the rest extra special meaning? Fred Rogers, Mr. Rogers. Breathe. Special angel here today. Bless your healing hands and caring heart. And she's a practical, everyday kind of angel. Oh, and we have some raw selenite to move energy. Ooh, I'm feeling the energy right now. So, very warm. So, yes, I'm sharing in a different way now. And I am going to turn the air conditioner down too. I had it down before, and now it's getting really warm. And I will say one of the things that's been really, really tough in this last week is the night. I've had night sweats like I've had hot flashes for 13 years. So I can get warm right before I lay down. I get all snuggled in. Then I'll have a hot flash. Sometimes I have it when I first wake up. I woke up and just like totally soaked a lot lately. And solar activity is crazy. Now, I've always wondered, since I've been here since 2022, I'm wondering if the solar activity is affecting everybody strongly, or is it because I'm 15 miles away from all the vortexes in Sedona that it makes it even more powerful? Plus, I'm in this is sacred Indian land, even though it's my land. It's a sacred burial site area. So, I like poltergeist. So, what am I going to share? I don't even remember what I shared a minute ago. So, namaste, y'all. And I do need to put something in the chat, like and subscribe. If you would like a free card and a psychic reading, just ask in the chat, and I will give you a card and a reading. You got it. Here we go. I love putting these in here. All right. So, y'all, I'm Rita Minster, and I'm extremely radiant. I used to be a 5th grade teacher for 20 years. And one of the things that I've been really reflecting on and what's been coming up for me is a lot of old stuff, childhood trauma, and just old things, old programming, old things that I thought were healed. And a lot of these things are coming up. I will say that what I'm starting to realize is there is my timing, and then there's divine timing. And I'm trying to get to the place to where I understand more about the guidance that I'm getting, right? So, case in point, my house is for sale. There's a flyer up there on the wall. It's been on the market since June 20th. So, my guidance is to move. I even found a house up in Munns Park. It's still available. And I'm still waiting for this house to sell. And it's been hard on my heart, but also just getting this place immaculately clean with 2 shedding dogs and a cat. I haven't even had him in a bath yet. I have to give him a tranquilizer and have this little, astronaut helmet. I'm going to try to give him a bath this week. It's going to be a project. But yeah, so I've been doing all of this work to make this place look like nobody lives here, so that people can come and look, see it looks basically empty and beautiful, and right? That's, the outside lights are so fun. And so my idea of my journey, to be working in Flagstaff and living in Munns Park was in June, and yet now it hasn't happened yet. Right. So as someone who walks with Jesus, somebody who walks in Christ consciousness, with my spirit guide, with my angels, with my ancestors, and I'm in touch with them. You know what I mean? Well, then I have to accept that divine timing, I can put my effort in and do everything I can, but maybe divine timing is not in alignment right now with what I've seen as my vision. Now, it doesn't mean I abandon my vision, but there is my mind going, hey, I moved all my mom's quilts into this beautiful air-conditioned, cushy storage unit in June, and now it's September, right? Big, heavy breath out. I don't have to know how it goes. I just have to know what choices I'm making and put myself out there and take that next right action. And then as this happens, I have to understand the way that I have understood looking back, right? So when you look back and you see the way it went, you know, in your life, and you go, oh, I get it. This happened, and it happened and delayed, and then I ended up having this really great job because it was only open at this certain time, and I needed to be delayed in what I was doing. When I moved to Oklahoma City, my businesses didn't make it, but my mom lost her husband, my stepfather, and I was there for the first year of her grieving, and she needed me there. Now that's a divine thing, because I had been in Dallas for 12 years, and suddenly now living back in Oklahoma City. And then I moved to California for 21 years. So I believe God put me there, because I would have just hated not being there when she lost Ray, because she really needed some support. So like I said, if we can look back at our life and go, wow, that was divine timing, and now it went really well because of that, can we look forward? Can I look forward and realize that the divine timing is still working? Can I have faith? Can I? Maybe not. You know, it's okay to doubt. It's okay to even question your own divine, guidance, because it changes. Like when I moved here, I thought I moved to Sedona to teach in Sedona, and actually it's to teach in Flagstaff. So who knew, right? Well, now I know, but I think that following guidance, following God's plan for you is kind of like driving a car at night. You can only see a few feet ahead of you. But if you can take that next right action, Spirit's going to keep opening up your vision of what's coming. But I just don't think that we can see that far ahead, because we keep asking Spirit to tell us what's ahead. But the truth is, how are you going to know what's ahead when there's so many signposts and you get to choose at each signpost? There's free will, right? So if they tell me something 3 months in advance, there's so many different choices I could make to change the trajectory of my life or my divine mission. Yeah. All right. I'm going to do some light language. And like I said, if you want a free card, let me know. All right. You guys ready? This might be a little shorter because I spent more time in Facebook today, and I'm just gonna change it up, y'all. Because here's the thing: I can give you a card reading. I can, do it in a certain format, but I feel like what I have is my experience, strength, and hope. Right? I retired at 57. I am financially independent. This house is paid for. I got some debt right now, but once this house is sold, I won't have it. And I'll be living up in the woods. I can walk a few, like 1,000 feet away from a national forest, and 30 minutes outside of Flagstaff. And a smaller yard, much smaller yard. It's okay to let your dream change. And I had to be okay with the fact that it's hard for me to take care of a whole half acre. I'm doing it, but it's a lot. It's a lot. And my new vision is going to take some time. My time. And it'll be nice to work with the community and people. Well, I mean, bigger people. Bigger group of people. I miss kids. I miss having 33 munchkins. Fifth graders. Breathe in divine love. Breathe out time. Breathe in divine love. And breathe out AI. We have so much divine energy, so much divine love that is coming to us from the Creator, from our central sun. This is the new earth. This is now. This is moving through us. And when we turn ourselves into this, into someone that spends so much time talking to technology, go talk to the tree, man. Go dance barefoot, you know? And by the way, if you take your feet, your shoes off and dance, even if you're, you know, in an apartment, it still grounds you. All there is love. There's either love or fear. If we get angry, that's still just fear. You know, when you get angry about something, when you calm down, you usually cry because you're like, I'm just afraid of da da da. You know? Yeah. Shia ota ishia no toko ishia no toa. Shia no toko ishia to isha. Neo to kia ishia toa. Neo to shia no tokoa. Shia toko shika kia o tata shiwata. Neo wuti shia. Kotoshi shia nato kotoya. Shia no kotoisha. Tia toa tishia noto. Toya takisho otokoa. Shota tisha. Toa tishikita. Not sure what that was, but it was very grounding. It was, I think it was vague. I think it was vague, but it was very, I'm not sure. I might look at the replay. When I channel, I don't always know exactly. Sometimes I can feel it. But boy, I got chills. All right, y'all. I'm bouncing. Namaste, y'all. Love and blessings. You can create the life of your dreams, and it isn't that hard. There's so many things that we can do, places we have equity, things that we can do to build the life of our dreams, grow our own food, take back our own power. I would say more than anything in the world is to take back your own personal power and get away from people pleasing and the things we have to do to have a job and holding our breath, getting bullied in a polite fashion, you know, like getting out of all of that, getting out of the matrix and living a position. Look at this. This is the divine. This behind me is the radiant forest, and it goes into the forest. I have a mural on my wall. It takes me in the forest, and I live in the desert. That's pretty amazing. So you don't know what you can create until you try. Namaste, y'all. I'll see y'all later.